here, and I only prepped for one, but we can do both sides of it. It is around the holiday season. We'll go with the it's more Christmas than anything, and I know not everybody celebrates that, so I apologize that that's not the intention. Um I want to know who's on your nice list for the Kraken this year. It doesn't need to be a certain length. If you only think Joey Decord belongs on there, fine. If you want to put people on the naughty list, we can do that. But I'm not going to require you to. I'm just going to go with your nice list. I will lead off. So maybe if it gives more of an example here, and then who did we start with last time? I'm getting old. I think it was Silvia, and then we went with Jade. So I think we'll go the other way. My memory helped me there. I got six players here, and this is just at least in terms of over the season. Brandon Montour. Brandon Montour has been a great signing for this team. Um, I guess his stick whacked Joey, and that was part of why he was hurt today. I didn't see that part, but I'm sorry if that was the case. He still makes my nice list. I mean, a guy that brings the great energy. He's won a cup. He got a massive contract. He could be one of those guys who just sits on his laurels and enjoys the contract. He's not that guy. He's a very dynamic defenseman. I really like watching him, and he's a lot of fun to cover. Joey Decord, I don't think I need to explain that one that much. Joey's been great after his contract. The extension he got, a lot of the times he's been the only one keeping this team on the ice. He has his adventures, yes, but I think that's part of what makes Joey Joey. Um, there are a few games where he's let in a few squeakers, and I think part of that's just been the workload he's gotten. And again, remember, he hadn't played a full NHL season until last year, so I think he's still kind of growing into the one role. But out of those examples, he's been great. Vince Dunn. Vince has been limited, obviously because of injury, but he's still Vince Dunn when he's healthy. When he's not, getting really angry and shouting to look at his face going into the penalty box, he's still an incredible defenseman, uh, great generator for your offense. And he's a quarterback on your power play. Shane Wright didn't have the best start to the year, but there are just so many times, since the press box incident, or he got sent to the press box. Not anything happened there, I don't think. Um, where he's just played a lot better. He was like our only power play contributor for a few games at earlier in his streak since coming back from being scratched. He had a good assist in tonight's game against Colorado, and I think he tied his most ice time ever with 16 minutes and 17 seconds. Um, that's a guy that I just have a lot of confidence in as a pillar of your franchise. I did say six. I'm sorry. There's a lot going on here. Two more. Jared McCann hasn't been like great over the last stretch of games. He's still your goal leader. He's still I'd still argue he's your best forward. Um, him and Oliver Bjorkstrand, who's my on my list to end it here. Oliver's been great since the scratch as well. Um, those two guys, I'd argue, are your best forwards, and really are your only contributors. And even then, they've had struggles to keep up with this really inconsistent offense. I don't know if I'd put anybody on the naughty list. Maybe Berkey. I mean, it's just been unfortunate to see that he hasn't been able to fully get his confidence back and get his game going again. He was on the fourth line tonight. You see, he's a guy who was signed effectively to be a top six forward, and he's on the fourth line tonight. That's not great. And maybe Daniel Sprong. Um, just it, he's in a tough situation as well. Again, he's an offensive minded forward that they brought in during a time that they really needed offense. And right after that, they went on a stretch where they played a game and started to play a game that was a lot more physical and more, a lot more forecheck involved. And he's not that guy. So, yeah. Jade, what do you got? Again, you don't have to do naughty list, but if you want to, go ahead.
Um, I have, I don't know, I didn't put a whole lot of thought into this and why. So I'm just gonna say who's on the nice list and probably not elaborate a whole lot, but Grubauer and his horses are always on the nice list. Insert horse emoji. Um, and then uh I agree with Berkey on the naughty list, personally. For the exact same reasons, and Sprung kind of for the same reasons. And then Montour, obviously, nice list. I think he's the sole person bringing the good vibes to the team currently, or doing his best to keep up the good vibes. And Yanni Gord for attempting to put the players into their place, I'm assuming, after the first period yesterday. And that's it. That's what I got. Like I said, didn't put a whole lot of thought into it. I was trying to speed run making a box of mac and cheese. So
Um, for me, I did not make a list and check it twice. I made a list in my heart, and that's what I'm giving you guys.
same.
Um, obviously Joey, I think 2024, the season has really been about Joey Decord and who he's grown to be as a goalie. Obviously, last season he didn't see as much. We didn't see as much as him as we could have the seasons previous either. So I think just like giving kind of putting the spotlight on him. And I think a lot of it is because it's kind of forced. We don't have the best backup right now. I think watching him grow into himself has been awesome. So, he is on my nice list. Yanni Gord, obviously. As y'all know, I'm a big fan of the chaos line. I'm a big fan of what he brings to the ice. And there are not a lot of players on this team who are willing to be as dynamic as Yanni Gord and get into these like rough spots like he is. And I like that's something that you really got to appreciate in a player, especially a veteran who, isn't leaving the hard stuff to the younger players. So big love for Mr. Yanni Gord. Another one is Brendan Montour. The beginning of the season, before Jordan Eberle was rightfully crowned as captain, I did continuously make the joke that it was going to go to Brandon Montour. I still think that would have been a really good choice, for reasons of whimsy and for reasons of real life. But I think that would have been pretty cool. I still need to get a jersey with his name on it. It goes back to Yanni Gord again. Brandon Montour is one of those players who will put his entire body on the line for this team. And when your team is not, generating and not degenerating, stopping things, stopping goals, like that's kind of the defenseman that you want, is somebody who is willing to, really go out there. Um, that's kind of it. I'm not a big fan of horses, so I'm not putting Grubauer on my nice list because horses scare me.
I respect it. I love horses.
I
So
do not like animals that have their face, like their eyes on the side of their head. You know what I mean? Yeah. Um, yeah, I think those are my big guys. I'm gonna throw Dan Biles on there. I'm gonna throw our coaching staff on my nice list too. I think we have a very accessible coaching staff, very transparent with the media, with the fans, on
Mm.
what to expect, on what we're seeing with this team, when they're talking with Piper, when they're talking, with the media after games. I think I haven't had the opportunity to talk to them one on one, being as far away from Seattle as I am, but just watching, the kind of coverage that we're able to get with a coaching team like them, is very cool. And I'm gonna put Bowie on my nice list as well because I love Bowie, big fan.
I'm adding Bowie to my nice list along
That's
with
your
Cheddar
puppy.
McCann.
Oh, Cheddar.
Oh.
She's a corgi, right? Like that's
Yeah,
Mhm.
okay. I was having a
Bowie and
hard.
Um,
Cheddar. Honorable mentions.
I'm gonna put Bowie in neutral for reasons. Um, Bowie is my friend. Very glad for that. I still have the notebook that has. Oh yeah, it's over here. That Bowie wrote in when I went to get lunch one time. I left it at CPA, came back, and it just says Bowie was here in big Bowie writing. Um, Very
Or
appreciative of the head rubs. The bald that is my Twitter header, my personal Twitter. Don't know how I felt about that. Um, so you're a neutral, really. Um, I like the Yanni Gord mention. I feel bad. I feel like I didn't talk about Yanni enough. It just goes back to, you talk about him doing the things that, a veteran, maybe doesn't have to do or shouldn't want to do. I mean, the guy's won 2 cups and he's still a guy who gives it all every single night. Whether it's, being a little guy, the story that he has, like, what the hell?
I have no idea what's going on down there.
Sorry, no, I was looking. I have a list up of comments that folks sent in, and it said I wasn't following Jade on my personal. I was like, that would be awkward if that was the case, but it was a glitch. Um, yeah, no, I mean all good things. So now we'll go into some sentiment.
Hey, Charles.
Hey, Jen.
Hey. Where are you going to watch all those Kraken away games?
Kraken away games, making a push. I was thinking of coming here just because Rough and Tumble is the home of Circling Seattle sports, only if that's okay with you.
I mean, I love that idea. Hope to see you here.